My name's Anna Monternack. I'm an athletic trainer in the high school setting in eastern Iowa. I'm often asked for dietary recommendations by my high school athletes. They ask how much they should eat, they ask what they should eat, and they ask when they should eat it. But before I can answer that question, I remind them that every athlete has very specific needs according to their size, their metabolic rate, their physiological development, and according to the demands of their individual sport. Though my athletes vary greatly, we'll focus today's conversation on the nutritional needs of an adolescent football player. In the next 7 minutes, I'm going to attempt to address the question, how many grams of protein, carbohydrate, and fat should a 150-pound adolescent male athlete consume 2 to 3 hours prior to a football game in order to prevent fatigue as measured by sprint time and self-reported energy levels? According to the 2015-2020 USDA dietary guidelines, a 16-year-old active male should consume approximately 3,200 calories each day. However, it's important to note that this guideline defines active as walking 3 miles at 3 to 4 miles per hour, in addition to one's normal activities of daily living. Participation in a football game or a football practice requires a bit more energy. Player position, weather, and practice duration and intensity all influence the amount of energy required during a football practice. Avercamp in 2015 estimated that a person weighing 150 pounds will burn approximately 680 calories during 1 hour of competitive football. Utilizing the USDA Dietary Reference Intake Calculator, a very active, meaning 45 to 60 minutes of vigorous activity per day, a 16-year-old who meets that requirement, who is approximately 5 foot 9 inches tall and 150 pounds, should consume 3,952 calories per day. If we add an hour of football participation to the original USDA guideline of 3,200 calories, which accounts for some of the standing around portion of any football game, it is fair to aim for a daily intake of 3,950 calories per day. Though it is important to understand that there is wiggle room on either side of that number for days that are more or less active. Now that we've established caloric need, we can determine specific ranges of macronutrient intake. In general, the athlete's diet should be comprised of 45 to 65% carbohydrate, 10 to 35% protein, and 25 to 35% fat. These broad ranges give the athlete some wiggle room to include a variety of food choices and experiment with specific macronutrients while fine-tuning a routine that works best for their own body. A diet of whole grains, lean protein, and a variety of fruits and vegetables can provide the athlete with an adequate supply of fuel. Many sources recommend spreading total caloric intake across 4 to 6 smaller meals that are consumed throughout the day. This can help to provide sustained energy throughout the school day and during practices and games. The International Society of Sports Nutrition, among other nutrition experts, recommended consuming a pre-exercise meal 4 to 6 hours prior to the workout in order to give the carbohydrate time to digest and be stored in muscle and liver. This makes lunch the most important meal of the day on game day, and breakfast the most important meal of the day for practice days. Following the recommendations regarding smaller, more frequent meals and the listed macronutrient ranges, a 150-pound athlete should aim to consume approximately 22 grams of protein, 100 grams of carbohydrate, and 19 grams of fat per meal, assuming 6 meals, for a daily total of 136 grams of protein, 600 grams of carbohydrate, and 114 grams of fat. When thinking about the schedule of an adolescent high school athlete, it might make sense to think about eating 2 breakfasts, lunch, a pre-exercise snack, a post-exercise snack, dinner, and a bedtime snack. Ideas for menu planning are abundant online and in print. However, we're going to talk about some ideas for a 6-meal schedule in which pre- and post-practice snacks comprise meal number 4. The first breakfast of the day for a high school athlete often needs to be quick and portable. A breakfast burrito of eggs or egg whites, maybe some ham, some cheese, some veggies, all wrapped in a tortilla, along with a piece of fruit and a glass of milk, can all be consumed on the way to school. It's a nutrient-dense, portable option for meal number 1. Meal number 2 should be consumed probably after the first 2 hours of school. Peanut butter and jelly, maybe some homemade trail mix, or a homemade nutrient-dense muffin can supply macronutrients for meal number 2. There are several factors to consider when thinking about lunch, meal number 3. Some students may find it easier to bring lunch from home. A homemade lunch that includes pasta with lean protein and vegetables, or a soup, again, with protein options and veggies, or maybe a meat and cheese sandwich, along with sides of fruit, fresh vegetables, some pretzels or crackers, maybe a muffin or granola bar, and a serving of milk. It can be a great combination of lunch from home. Buying lunch at school is also an option, though it may require some advanced planning with parents. A supplementation from home may be necessary in order to meet one's daily nutrient goals. Nut butters with fruit and pretzels, or hummus with pita and veggies are both good options for pre-practice snacks. Adequate water or sports drink, depending on carbohydrate needs, should also be consumed. As recommended by Kreider et al. In 2010, aiming for approximately 50 grams of carbohydrate and 5 to 10 grams of protein can provide energy at the end of practice when stored glycogen may be running low. A banana rolled up in a whole wheat tortilla with some peanut butter is another example of a shelf-stable snack that meets those macro targets. Smoothies can be a great option after a hard workout. A smoothie that includes Greek yogurt, fruit, spinach, and some ice cubes contains approximately 20 grams of protein and 30 to 40 grams of carbohydrate, which may stimulate protein synthesis, promote strength increases, and improve lean body mass and decrease body fat percent, according to the International Society for Sports Nutrition in 2010. A balanced dinner that includes lean protein and complex carbohydrate, followed by a bedtime snack, round out meals 5 and 6. Bedtime snacks could include anything from a meat and cheese sandwich to a bowl of cereal or a protein shake, all depending on the balance of macros that need to be consumed at the end of the day. In 2009, registered dietitian Leslie Bonci suggested that consuming sports drinks before, during, or after practice is an easy way to meet carbohydrate needs for those athletes who struggle to consume solid sources of carbohydrate. Adding whey protein to smoothies, oatmeal, homemade baked goods are all easy options, easy ways to increase protein content in the regularly consumed foods. Consuming whole milk, cheese, oils, nuts, and avocados are also healthy ways to ensure appropriate fat intake. Adequate fuel, provided by mostly whole foods throughout the day, equips the body to function at optimal levels during football, practice, or games. It may take some trial and error to find a routine that works for you, but stick with it. Fueling your body well for sport is the first step toward a healthy and successful season. Thank you.